Hello everyone and welcome back to Coin Doctor. This is going to be part 2 of my World Religions coin series. I don't know how many parts are going to be of this series, but if you want, if you have any requests for any topics for this series, make sure you comment those down in the description below. Today we're going to be talking about Islamic coins. So I'm going to go from the earliest Islamic coins to up till modern Islamic coins, and modern being medieval Renaissance times. So regarding Islamic coinage, we have to know how to interpret the coins in order to grasp their historical message. And since these aren't collected by a lot of collectors, most people won't understand what's going on, and therefore it'll be a harder part of numismatics to collect. So the Arab people had an old tradition of minting coins. They knew how to use this medium, and this is evidenced by a unique tetradrachm that was made around the middle of the 2nd century BC. It shows two male portraits that we have not yet identified, but it shows a neat artistical value for this time. What is clear about this coin is Arab rulers of the Sassanid Empire knew how important coinage was for a working economy. Thus, they continued minting those coins under their new subjects. So now we're going to skip to the 600s AD. So we're skipping a lot from this one. So these are the traditional coins of the Sassanid rulers that were eliminated by new rulers at the end of their rule. So it gets a little complicated there. But this dram of Bishr bin Marwan, I don't know if I'm saying that right, it depicts a caliph in adoration raising his hands to the sky. On both sides, just like the guard in the front of the fire altar, there are two persons bearing witness. So the portrait on this one is Bishr bin Marwan, and he was the brother of the great caliph Abd al-Malik bin Marwan, who planned to carry out a major monetary reform in his huge Sassanid empire. And this was minted from 692 to 694 AD. So we have the Byzantine Empire, and they occupied some of Syria since they're the Eastern Roman Empire. So Mesopotamia, Syria, Palestine, and Egypt both struck Byzantine denominations. Many of these territories used to have been controlled by the Byzantines, and since these were controlled by the Byzantines, Byzantine gold coins were circulating everywhere. They featured religious crosses on both sides, and the solidified propaganda message of the Umayyad caliphs intended to oppose. Here's a Byzantine solidus that was circulated in Mesopotamia and Syria and Palestine. This was minted from 632 to 641 AD. So now we have this guy named Abd al-Malik, and he minted a new denomination called Durham in 685 to 705 AD. He had all the Persian and Byzantine coins that were used in his empire replaced by his own coinage. In the year 695 AD, he issued gold coins with a completely new imagery that would down in monetary history as the standard caliph. He soon realized that this was not a good choice. It appeared far too similar to the Byzantine model with the standing ruler. The new religion, which is Islam, needed a completely new and unparalleled motif. Consequently, dinars and dirhams were produced that exhibited nothing else but an inscription with which the ruler expressed his Islamic faith. So I have two examples of this type. This one was produced from 685 to 705. It is a dirham. This is another dirham that was just produced in 705 AD. The silver dirhams were usually used by merchants that dealt with precious goods. They were produced in these areas where solidars of the Umayyad Empire received their pay. So this rare specimen was struck in modern-day Georgia. So now we have these Indian dirhams that were produced in modern-day India. These were produced from 715 to 716 AD, and we know that because of the Islamic regnal years on it. These can get a little pricey because there's not a lot that were produced. So here's a gold dinar, and this was produced in 728 to 729 AD, and this was of Hisham. And these coins were minted in an area called Andalusia, and they're minted in the city of Cordoba. These names are a little long, but this one's another gold heavy dinar, which was produced from 908 to 932. So they have the regular dinar and the heavy dinar that were both produced in an overlapping time frame. And this was by a guy named al-Mashfaqdir, and this was minted in modern-day Baghdad. These can sell for a lot of money in great grades. The founder of the Abbasid dynasty descended from Muhammad's youngest uncle, Abidas dan Ibn al-Muttalib. The Abbasids therefore demanded that the caliph had to be blood related to Muhammad, a condition that the Umayyads did not fulfill. The power of the Umayyads dwindled constantly, and in 145 AH, which is the Islamic regnal year, which is translated to 762 AD, the Abbasids moved the caliph's residence to Baghdad. So only a few coins of the Abbasids were minted in Mecca. And Mecca is the Islamic capital of the world, and that's where people go on their spiritual pilgrimages. And these are likely to have been minted for ceremonial purposes only, since Mecca is a very spiritual city. This one's a dinar that was brewed from 847 to 861 AD. So now we have a very famous king named Timur, and he reigned from 1370 to 1405 AD, and this is where we're going to stop for now. So Timur, the Emir of Transoxiana, came of humble stock to become the ruler of most of Central Asia. His coins take account of his origins that only rarely state his name. Instead, he issued coins in the name of the ruler of the Chagat Khanate, who was entirely deprived of his power back then. Timur's name appeared on only a handful of coins, and this unique specimen I have above here is the largest denomination carrying his name. And the largest denomination happened to be the dinar. The denominations are very simple for Islamic coinage. You have the base metals for bronze, silver, and gold, so it's pretty easy to memorize the couple denominations that were struck. I hope you guys liked this video. At least I hope this gave you an insight on Islamic coinage, since there isn't a lot of information about this kind of stuff out there. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Share this video to anyone who likes collecting this kind of stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.